Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Welcome to this happy Friday, or as I like to say, Fry-yay! And we are at the first Friday of November because last Friday was Halloween, hence why I wasn't here last Friday because we had a Halloween parade at Wrigley's school, so I had to be there for that. I technically probably still could have gone live, but I would have had to cut it so short and been like watching the clock, and I didn't want to do that to you guys, so um we just skipped it. Apologies. We didn't even get into all the fun. I don't know where my head was at this year as far as like being in the Halloween spirit. I, the, it wasn't there for me this year. I don't know why. I have had this many pumpkin spice lattes and what have you, all the fun like fall drinks and stuff people look forward to. I don't know. I missed the boat. And weirdly enough, I'm not even mad about it. I'm just kind of like, cool. And pretty much every year since 2016, when I had that big awakening, Christmas just has not the Christmas spirit, getting in the zone, getting in the vibe. I have zero F's left to give with it. I still do enjoy, spending time with family and having fun with my kids and seeing their happiness with, getting certain things for Christmas. But at the same time, it's like pretty much all year they're very well taken care of. Everything they need, they have. A lot of what they want, they have. So it's kind of like to me, it's more just about having really good times, playing fun games, like board games. We're a big board game family or card game family. Spending time with friends and family, especially around those times of year. That's kind of more where I'm at with it rather than, ooh, what'd you get for Christmas? What, like, who cares? Who cares? How is everybody? Check on in. Let us know that you're here. And apologies, I was also gone Wednesday. It was so Halloween of 2024, Wrigley was sick on Halloween, like actual Halloween. He kind of sat it out, like that last half of it, trick-or-treating out in my friend Heather's back of her vehicle because he just wasn't feeling well. And then par for the course this year, it was about 2 days late. Well, it's kind of Sunday night. Which, Halloween was a Friday. So a couple days later, Wrigley was not feeling well. He missed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That many? 4 days of school this week. Oh no, wait. He did go Thursday, which was yesterday. So he missed 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Wednesday he was still home, not feeling well. Today I thought he was going to try to stay home again. He has this weird cough thing that just sounds so scary. It's just like I don't even know. But you're like, wow, he's really sick. But I'm like, are you okay? He's like, oh yeah, it doesn't hurt or anything. It just sounds weird. And I'm just like, but his voice sounds weird. Like there's weird, I don't know, recalibration or something going on with his throat chakra. It's not that his throat hurt or anything. It was he had a headache actually most of those days. I had a slight headache on, I want to say Monday. But as far as Migraineville, I've been out of Migraineville for a few weeks. Knock on wood. I hope this is real wood, this desk. There's got to be at least one little particle of real wood in this desk. So knock on wood. Brianna's here. Hello, Brianna. Yes, so today it's going to be a donation only live stream. I know it's kind of a weird live stream transition to get us back in the swing of things around here, and I do apologize for that, but you never know when someone's not going to feel well or, other things are going on. I mean, I'm sure if I had checked my little calendar for that day, I'd have been like, oh yeah, live stream and then Halloween parade, and I'd have figured it out ahead of time. But I swear, I don't know if this is like an ADHD thing, perimenopause thing, timeline shifting kind of thing, or kind of all of the above just thrown into this little soup of things. But it just feels like time is really weird. And I mean, it's been weird. Let's just be honest. For me, time has always been kind of weird, but especially since about 2012, and then again, especially around 2016, again around 2020, kind of like every 4 years, it seems time is really weird again. But I don't know. Things have been speeding up for me to where things feel really weird. It's like I'm in this weird kind of liminal space of not feeling super motivated to do anything, but not feeling like sad or depressed about anything, Dark Night of the Soul vibes. It's just kind of a very, I guess you could just call it kind of void space state. Very not really waiting for the other shoe to drop, but just not really waiting at all. Just kind of there and doing the thing, but not above and beyond. At least for me right now, I'm kind of in this recalibration of, again, it's not even like ready to get inspired for that next big thing. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird place. I found myself a time or two before, but it's hard to put it into words. So I don't know if any of you have been feeling just a little kind of limbo space feeling, but without that feel to that you need to get out of it. Like, I guess that's where the difference is for me, is in the past, multiple times, being in the dark night of the soul or the void state, you just almost feel like, I got to get out of this as soon as possible. Like, what do I need to do to get out of this? And right now I'm just kind of chilling. I'm just like, oh, it's cool. This is what we're doing now. I guess I'll vibe with it. I don't know. So that's where I'm at right now. I hope you're all doing well. And, dealing with these energies that are like up and down and all around right now. So yes, like I was saying earlier, we do have a donation only live stream today, which means, well, about the 5-minute mark, we're already over that. I will just dive into the donations and go until we run out. And it looks like we just had another donation come in for a 1 card for Brianna. So far, I think we only have the 2 donations. So when we run out of those, or another donation comes in, we'll just play it by ear and see what we need to do moving forward. So I know Katie donated. Let me just see if she was working and planning to watch later, like she sometimes lets us know. Okay, message. Okay, so she's gonna read. I'll do the reading. She will watch after work, so we can timestamp for her, so we can jump right into Brianna's question. And Brianna says, please channel a message for me that will benefit my highest good. Thank you. Timestamp, please. I'm running errands. Perfect. Okay. Brianna, we are going to start with you and timestamp. I mean, I guess we could have started anywhere with timestamps, but so Brianna, let me go back to this view here. 712. B degree. And for 1 card, I'm going to just set my timer, keep me on track, because I think that's helping me a little. Well, at least I'm staying slightly more on track than I had been. I'm still going over. You guys know me. I can barely hold on to get something done in that amount of time, but I'm trying anyway. I should have asked this before. Is there an email you'd prefer me to use? The one I check every single day is, I'll just write it out, because Amanda Kiefer Dunn at, oh wait, no, that's the one I gave you. The one I check every day. Oh, I'm getting myself confused here. Amanda at RyanLDunn.com. That's just like my personal, like, anything that is important that I need to get that email, it'll go there. Business or over at Dunn Photo Design, or I do a lot of my writing, whatever, through AmandaKieferDunn@gmail.com. But I think that one gets checked the least, then the Dunn Creative. But Amanda at Ryan L. Dunn gets checked maybe no later than every 3 days. I mean, sometimes I slack, and especially like this week, I don't know, that transition this year going from October to November, I'm like, what is time? Like, I don't even know what time is anymore. I don't know. I was not online like at all. I just like was in the real world, and it felt great. And then, sorry, I did timestamp for Brianna, but I will make you a new timestamp because I'm just, me. But I went on Facebook the other day, and I was just kind of detached, like, okay, let me just scroll and see what's actually happening here, because algorithms have been weird. So it was like add, person I'm not subscribed to, but like have an option to follow, another ad, Finally, after like 10 to 12 scroll, it was someone I actually am friends with or are following for their content. And then kind of same playbook, but the next time it was like 12 to 14. So, and a lot of it is like videos that just autoplay, like reels, or I don't know, videos within a post. I don't even know what they're calling those things now. That just autoplay. And of, say, every 14 of them, at least 10 of them were AI generated videos. Some would say AI, and then others just, you just know. There's a big trend, at least on my feed, for whatever reason. And it's not because I stop and watch or anything, but they'll just start auto playing if you even hesitate before scrolling. It's like, well, it's starting at like Ring camera footage, or it makes it look like it's Ring camera or someone's like cameras on the outside of their house, and then like there's a dog and a cat playing in the yard, and then this bear comes running in and like steals the cat or steals the dog, and then like the woman on the porch is screaming, and then another one of these two really big people sitting on the porch, and then the porch collapses. Like you can tell it's AI. Why? Why do I need to spend my precious time on this planet paying attention or spending time watching that? I don't, and I don't want to. This is just further validation or confirmation that YouTube, or sorry, not YouTube, that Facebook just is not for me anymore at all. Like there was not one thing in all the scrolling I did that benefited me in any way or was enhancing my time on the app at all. At all. It was mostly me being sold to, sold to, sold to. Here's some fakeness, fakeness, fakeness. Oh, and then there's this one person that you actually follow or are friends with. And then do it again, maybe one person that you're friends with. So if I do need to use Facebook moving forward, if I need to go to someone's specific page, I will type their name in and go directly to their page. That's, to me, kind of back in the day, how you would use the internet, but now the internet is using us, if you think of it. We're just literally being given, this is what you're going to watch, and you're going to like it. Or if you don't like it, you can leave. Well, I'm going to leave. At least on YouTube, for the most part, I will usually skip the homepage as quick as possible because, yes, sometimes they get me with, their catchy titles or whatever. But for the most part, I just go directly to my subscription feed, or if there's something I want to know or learn about, I will type it in directly into the search on YouTube and go right there. I don't just sit and scroll. And I mean, I have gotten hooked into it, and even recently, but for the most part, I'm trying to be as intentional as possible that I'm going to use the internet or the app and not allow the internet or the app to use me, if that makes sense. Okay. We're going to create a new timestamp, 12:12. 12:12. So only 5 minutes of soapboxing. Brandon's like, tell me about it. I think that was in regards to what we're talking about with time being weird. Time is weird. Okay. So we're going to set a timer. Speaking of time, we are going to set a nice little timer here. Okay. So Brianna, we already read your question, but I went off on such a tangent. We're going to get right back to it. A message that will benefit Brianna's highest good, and timestamp because she's running errands. Okay. Tuning into Brianna's lovely true spirit. Get back over to my camera view. A message she needs to know. Okay, so it started this way and then it flipped into reverse. So there's something you've been working on or a breakthrough you've been waiting for. That will come, yes, absolutely, but it's going to feel like more of an internal aha moment, epiphany. I know wands are more of a motivation, inspiration rather than ideas or kind of cognitive stuff, but this feels to me almost like this passion, inspiration mixed with kind of a, weirdly enough, Six of Swords energy, which can be about healing or just going a new direction in a way. But this to me feels like a direction you've already been going, Brianna, that you're just having this like internal monologue, soapbox, epiphany kind of shift going on. And I just heard shift is hitting the fan in a good way though. Like things feel pretty darn exciting. This is not anything to, oh, here we go again, or I'm so frustrated with this person or that person. I just saw the Knight of Wands on the back of the deck. Anything else Brianna needs to know? Okay, this one flipped kind of weird. Okay, yes, and it flipped in reverse. Okay, so this is an idea you've already been working on or something you've already been looking to implement, but there may be some bit of fine tuning that you're doing before fully like taking the next step. And it's not to say maybe you've already taken 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, but you're still pretty much in the beginning phases or stages of this. But this is definitely a seed you've already planted. There just may be some revision that you're doing to this seed. And as we are talking revisions, we are coming into Mercury retrograde, and that will be the 10th of November through around the 29th. Correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere around there. And of course, we've already been in the shadow period of it stationing. So we're already kind of, many of us, feeling that Mercury retrograde. If you're a Mercury ruled sign in a Mercury Mahadasha, you have any prominent planets going over your Mercury, or Mercury is transiting over any of your prominent planets, you can really feel these shifts for anyone listening. but especially Brianna. And then we have the Magician. So regardless of inside or outside circumstances, you still at a spiritual level feel very much in control of this. And I'm just seeing like all of these beautiful kind of like rose. It's kind of like on Sleeping Beauty. I think her name was Briar Rose. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's one of the Disney movies. Well, there were a lot of Disney movies growing up. I just never cared to watch or, it ever crossed my path. So I think I have seen it, but again, it would have been years ago on someone's VHS or whatever, years ago. But I want to say the vines like grew up the sides of the castle and like over the doors and windows. But there's something about growth and being able to know or sense when it's time to prune or kind of cut back certain energies, certain ideas, just kind of grooming, kind of Seven of Pentacles energy of grooming, kind of cleaning up, because what's here is very vital and valid and amazing, but there may be just some cleaning up, some clipping off of kind of dead ends. There may even be something with, when I said that, I was thinking hair. That's something I need to do, is get a haircut. So there may be, I don't know, some physical grooming that you're doing, but this also feels very energetic grooming, just kind of, I'm seeing like a topiary, how they will cut these bushes into like a very, like I'm seeing a dolphin shape specifically. I don't know if that means anything to you right now. So I'm seeing like, yes, dolphins, symbolism, like vining roses or like climbing roses, specifically bright red roses, or like even kind of going into like those burgundy colored roses, like a really deep, dark blood red rose. And I just heard blood is thicker than water, but to look into the original wording of that, it does not mean that no matter what your family does, you have to stick by them. It actually means if you actually expand the quote, blood is thicker than water, it actually means that just because you have the same blood running through your veins doesn't mean you need to choose certain people over people who don't have the same blood running through their veins, but they've been such a support to you, or good friends, or soulmates, or whatever. So there may be some really specific thing. This is more giving you homework, this reading today, Brianna, than me like giving you the big downloads. Like, you already have these downloads or epiphanies, and there may even be some journaling that you're doing just as you listen to my words, or if me saying certain phrases or things trigger other phrases or other movies or other situations. Weirdly enough, we're not getting a song today for you, which is funny. So let me just close my eyes and get into the song mode. I'm hearing night. It's a 90s song. Okay. So I'm hearing I'm only happy when it rains. Okay, that's a 90s song, I think. So let's see. I don't know who that's by. I think I've heard it though. I'm only, and something about being complicated. Okay, so I'm only happy when it rains. So 1995, song by Garbage. Oh, and weirdly enough, Brendan says Facebook is such garbage. Okay, that's a weird synchronicity. But what was I saying earlier about like pruning away? What do we do when something's garbage? We don't tend to want to hold on to it, unless there's hoarding tendencies involved, which I don't get that vibe with you. And here we are again, just going way, way over. So funny enough, I only listen to sad songs. I'm only happy when it rains. I feel good when things are going wrong. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like a dualistic kind of song, or like about duality. It's kind of also giving that song from Alanis Morissette, Isn't It Ironic? I don't know. I don't think I've ever, I don't know. I don't know that I can name even any one other song by the band Garbage. I don't think I've ever. There's a song called Garbage by 21 Pilots that came out on their latest album, and that's a really good one. But this right here is coming up. So 1995 might be a relevant year. The song, the music video, there might be something in that. Yeah, so I hope that resonated for you, Brianna. I know it was kind of all over the place and a interesting reading, but it's more about like, what did this reading trigger for you that you can journal about, introspect about, get epiphanies about. And usually there's very profound meaning, if not right then, eventually. So let's read Brandylin's comment now. Facebook is such garbage. Looking up local pages are the only useful thing about it. I don't use the feed either. Okay, back to the reading. LOL. I love it. Yeah, that Facebook is what Facebook is. And I was thinking about it in the bath the other night. I'm just like, it's like we all want that nostalgia of the original Facebook where, and remember when they kept messing with the feed? I'm saying like '09 to like 2011. Like you'd have everything just perfect. Like you'd see friend, 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 ad potentially. Or the ads were, if I remember correctly, there might be ads on the side. I mean, if we're talking like retro Facebook, it was so much different. And now, well, back then, they would do something to mess with the feed, and everyone's like, "I want the old feedback. I want the old feedback." But now they've completely, like, if you were to be a user, a connoisseur of Facebook circa even 2012, 2015, even probably 2016, and you were to log on right now, you would be like, "What is this? What is this? This is not Facebook. I am mad. Let me talk to your manager. Like, what is happening right now?" But they've tweaked it and twerked it and did all the things that they do algorithmically behind the scenes so much, so frequently that we don't even realize until you step back and come back, which I've done multiple times throughout the years. But you don't even realize just how off the rails Facebook has gotten from being this place where you could actually connect with people that you chose to be friends with on there and connect with them, even if, again, a lot of the information they're sharing, a lot of the information you're sharing is really non-consequential. It's just something fun, to start a conversation or whatever. But now it's all ads, it's all AI, it's all just you're the commodity, your attention's being sold to. That's what it is now. It's just this big money generation machine. And there's nothing wrong with using Facebook for your business. I'm not saying that as like, a business owner. I'm not saying it in that way, but just the amount of advertising that you don't even, we're advertised so much too, especially on like social media. Like, I mean, I guess for something like YouTube, we realize we're being advertised to when before a video starts, an ad plays, or while we're watching a video, an ad plays. But when you're just kind of scrolling, you don't realize you're being sold to, sold to, sold to, sold to over and over and over. Hi, Versha. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Yeah, it's a pretty scary deal, but anywho, I'm just realizing the more time I spend off Facebook and then I do dip my toe back in, I'm like, this is so not for me anymore at all. At all. So I'm happily I mean, I'll probably keep it just into the near future anyway, just to be able to keep up with so we have this reunion that we do. We used to do it every 5 years. I think now we're doing it every 4 years for the Hutton side of, so that's my mom's family's side. But there were 16 kids and there were all these aunts and uncles and like hundreds of cousins from my mom, and then hundreds and hundreds of second and third and fourth and however many thousands, maybe fourth cousins, third cousins. But Facebook, we have a big Facebook group where we can keep everybody in updated. And it used to be, again, I'm thinking probably even before 2020, it was much more of a hop in place to be in the old Hut and Hoedown cousin chick party page. We call it the Hut and Hoedown because I want to say it's every other year at this point, we're now doing, and this is for guys and girls and families and everybody, but every 4 years is the cousin chick, like all the chicks, all the girls. And breastfeeding boys, they're allowed to come, but anyone above breastfeeding age, it's a boy, you're not allowed to come because it's for the girlies. I love it. But we do have a family night, usually on like a Saturday, and some other opportunities to have family connect, like as a big whole. But even that is just, no one really updates in there unless like someone died or like, oh, my grandson was born or something like this. People will update, but it used to just kind of be, oh, here's my so and so school pictures, Halloween like stuff, and just everybody updating all the things, kind of almost as like our personal family Facebook place to just hang out and not be sold to. And now, again, it's only for the real big updates, or like, okay, here's the date of the next cousin chick or the Hut and Hoedown or whatever. But yeah, even that, I'm kind of like, I can always get the information from my mom or my sister or my cousin Tanya, or, somebody's going to have the information. Okay, so let's get into Katie's reading, why don't we? Let me go over and read her question fully. I mean, I already did. Where is my cursor? Oh no. I'm not getting a cursor. Where are you? Okay, it's freezing up really bad for some reason. Maybe I'll just use my phone. I don't know why. Am I still here? Just can you guys put like number 222 if you can still see me, hear me, all the things? Because my cursor stopped working and it still says I'm live. The timer's still counting that we're live, but I just want to make sure. Because nothing more awkward than speaking into the abyss. Let's see. I'll just go to my email and check that way. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's so frozen up. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, that we have someone that can tell me we are live. Yes, still live. Maybe I can check for myself. Let me go. I'm not seeing, it says we have 2 people here, but I'm not seeing any text activity. So let's see. Make sure I'm live. Make sure I'm live. Oh, goody. I'm getting an ad, even though I said no ads. Make sure I'm live. Make sure I'm live. Oh, goody. See, I'm way behind. Even though I said no ads. No ads. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to consider that the fact that, yes, we are still live. So I will go ahead and do Katie's reading now. Oops, there's my timer. I'm not starting it yet. I'm just getting it prepared. So after I read the question. Oh yeah, I can't access it because my cursor's not working. Well, it's working, but it's doing this little drag and then freeze and then drag and then freeze like maybe 20, 30 seconds later. Like I'm never going to get to my email that way. So I'm just going to go over here. Okay. So hello, I hope you're doing well and that your kiddo feels better. Thank you. He is feeling much better. I would like a message from Stacy, please. I will watch the live stream after work. Much appreciated. You are much appreciated, my dear. So we are at 2701 for Katie. All right. Itchy nose. That's good luck. That's good luck. Okay. So we are now out of October. I know October seemed like a big highlight for you and her to cross paths, as in you and Stacy. For some reason, I'm feeling that didn't happen. Let's just see what is going on with that, because it seemed very, and just of course, any message. Oh, I should probably start the timer. That would help, wouldn't it? Okay. Full read. Okay. I keep hearing like timeline shifts. Okay, so there's something about being patient because something is going to solidify. This really does feel like her working through just some current, all the stuff she's been going through has been, quite heavy on her. And even if she hasn't realized how heavy it's been, it's almost just having no F's left to give has really released this weight to where she's having more buoyancy just in her, making dinner or, walking the dog or, whatever it is she does, just kind of as mundane activities, just kind of daily routine stuff. She's feeling like this, pep in her step, a little whistle, just feeling kind of joyful or happy or at least content in ways she hasn't felt in a while. But I'm seeing there's this element of patience for her to just really kind of get back to herself before she can feel, again, this is very like subconscious. This is not something that she's sitting there like, okay, I'm going to be a better friend to this person after I do X, Y, and Z. It's not really like that. It's more of a just being in almost like this fight or flight survival mode, anxiety ridden, stress levels, relationships just not really serving anybody. Just her realizing some of these things or having these epiphanies about these things have really allowed her to realize that she's going to be more choosy. This is the word I'm looking for, or more selective with the people she does allow into her kind of inner circle or her day-to-day life. And just because they're related to her or, have a marriage contract with her or whatever, does not even guarantee them a seat at the table anymore. But then the people she does choose more selectively moving forward as friends, as, confidants, as close, people in her life, it's going to feel much more valid and much more just juicy, like good, juicy connections that aren't feeling like, oh, I really hope, anytime this person calls or there's a text message that comes through from them, she's just like, now what do they want? it's just much more like, oh my gosh, I just saw Katie texted me, or this friend, or this loved one, and I'm so excited to like connect with them. It's just a complete shift in her energy as to how she's showing up in a lot of her interpersonal relationships. Whoa! But there is a shift coming first, especially, holy cow, if you could see how these landed. I'm gonna try to pick them up just like they landed. The ace and the two aces, the cups and the pentacles. These are new beginnings. And then the ace of cups fell right back to the floor. So she is finding a new beginning in love. And this, again, this could look like it's just leading to, ending a specific marriage relationship that's just not serving her. And then these two came out together as well and were farther back. We have the Six of Cups and the Four of Cups, just those things where this is kind of where she's at right now. It's not that things are exciting. It's not that things are bad. It's just that things are just like kind of how I was talking about this limbo that I've been feeling in, but in a like earlier in this live stream, if you want to go back and watch. I'm getting a weird pulsing pain in the left side of my head. That just came out of nowhere. Normally when I get headaches, they start way back here. So that's not a me thing. That's a message from Stacy kind of thing. I'm going to pull cards specifically on that. Okay. So I'm already hearing like neurons firing differently, rewiring of the brain, because she is pulling back from ways that she let others disrespect her. Or she disrespected herself by allowing certain things to happen in her life. So it's almost like she's reprogramming or recoding. And I just heard defragmenting. That's something I think you used to do, like a defrag, like on your hard drive. Like if you were completely out of space, like you would defragment your hard drive to free up some space, to consolidate and I don't know. I'm not a computer guy, but my husband used to do that to my computer all the time because I was like perpetually out of space on my phone, on my computer, on my hard drives. Like it's a life theme for me. So I'm getting kind of a similar energy from Stacy of it's kind of almost like she's freeing up bandwidth, or I have no F's left to give. So like I'm pulling back my energy from this thing that drains me, this thing that drains me, this thing that drains me, so that I now have more room, more space in my life for the things that bring me joy and light me up. Yeah, she's just, and then these three kind of fell out like on the table when the other ones fell to the floor. So we're going to conclude these as well. There's Miss Sovereignty herself, the Queen of Wands. This is just, again, about her taking her power back. She is moving swiftly away from the lying, the cheating, the stealing of her energy, her life force, her love, her care, without someone pouring back into her. She is moving beyond that. Let's go to the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Anything else Stacy wants Katie to know right now, especially in regards to their friendship, your guys' friendship together? Ooh, got a stack of them here, a little stack. We have Benefactor with Grace and Generosity. Interestingly enough, we also have the Obstacles card. And this, again, feels more energetic than like a physical barrier to you guys being able to connect or get together. We also have Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. This is very much where she's at right now, just renewing her own energy, tuning into her own spirit with that 25, which adds up to a 7. And then we have Repairing the Veil, Forgiveness. And this really is like an energetic shift that's going on, especially in her energy toward you, your energy toward her, to where it's, again, kind of clearing these obstacles. I want to kind of get a clarifier on this obstacles card. Let's go to the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms just to see any hidden or in our face obstacles that are standing in the way of Stacy being able to reach out and connect to Katie. Okay, fell right into my lap. The Well Watcher, Wisdom and Power of the Divine. And it came out in a weird way, so I almost want to read it sideways. And it's interesting. We have another 7 here. So it's a very spiritual. So energetically speaking, there's spiritual forces at play to keep her from you. And I've kind of sensed this for a while. It's weirdly enough been playing very much out in the physical reality. So that's kind of been like the in our face, like reason that Stacy hasn't reached out to Katie is because, this thing going on with family, this thing going on with her husband, just not feeling like a crap friend, all these things. But really, there is a spiritual cause and spiritual, I guess, for lack of a better word, we call them principalities that seek to benefit by you and her not being able to connect as friends or beyond friends in any kind of way, because the power of that beautiful divine feminine energy that like becomes like a closed loop system when you two get together. And I've noticed this kind of similar vibe going on with some really close friends of mine that no matter what happens, it's like we always have like these best intentions, and then like the hangout never happens. Unless my friend Heather that lives local here, we took our kids trick-or-treating together, like a big group of kids. Um, and it was the day after Halloween, the next day, and we were both at the same place at the same time picking our boy up, boys, we each have a boy. Well, she has 3 and I have 2, but that's beside the point. We each had a boy at the sleepover that we were crossing paths, picking the boys up. And I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing today?" "Oh, I got all this stuff I gotta do." And she's like, "Oh, yeah. I was thinking maybe a walk, going on a walk." And she lives like less than 3 blocks away from me. So it's not like, we're worlds apart or anything. But it was just kind of, she was just like, do you want to like just put off your to-do list and like come have some coffee and like go for a walk with me and we can hang out, we can talk, we can catch up. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds like way better than what I had in my head that I was going to do today. So let's do that. And I thought, oh yeah, this will be good. We'll get a walk in, have some coffee, an hour, maybe 2 hours. I spent like 6 hours with her at her house and out on a walk and just like talking, and we were talking about all the fun spiritual things and like going deep as far as like conversation. It was just what we both needed, and so good. And it's because it just happened spur of the moment, out of nowhere. If we were to have tried to plan something like that, it always felt to me like there was something, not her, not I, not our energies, but something trying to prevent us from having this union of just not just in passing with kids, but like to actually have something that's just for the two of us to be able to hang out and connect and talk to each other. So we bypassed that by just making a very last minute plan. And for some reason that felt very relevant, from Stacy to you, Katie, to let you know that that may just be what she does, is she just reaches out of the blue, and then you accept that invitation to do something again out of the blue. It's not something you plan for like a week or 2 weeks and then you finally follow through and do it. When you guys are being able to reunite, and I do see that absolutely you will be able to reunite in friendship, after she kind of integrates some of these shifts, changes, sloughing away or kind of healing, peeling away what's no longer serving her, to make room for these more beautiful, bright, genuine, light-filled connections that she wants and deserves in her life, and you as well. So I do see this as a potential. Weirdly enough, I'm now seeing the trajectory shooting us into 2026. Not to say you can't have a run-in with her or any kind of communication with her before that. I see that as absolutely possible, but it's more probable at this point, for whatever shifting timelines and blockages or whatever, that will happen closer into 2026. Let's just see if there's anything you, Katie, can do towards Stacy's energy, to release any of these blockages or entities, principalities that are kind of interfering or throwing up these blockages or obstacles. Anything you can do, Katie, before we close out. I know the timer went off, but you guys know me. I just don't. Strength. So just tuning in. This really does feel like your true inner higher self, whatever you want to call that aspect of you, your true spirit, her true spirit, just connecting to her true spirit, communicating with her true spirit and just saying, hey, I'm here whenever you want to, come in this direction again. Like, I'm so here, I'm so ready. And you allowing that divine energy to be able to guide and lead this friendship, this connection with her, versus just, not allowing life to happen to you, but for you kind of energy, and setting some intentions. Especially if there was a way that you had to contact her. I don't know that you do, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know that you did have her like specific contact information. Or if there was some way you could reach out to her, that could really help get the ball rolling. But it, for some reason, seems like I'm seeing like a big red X, like that's not a potential for some reason. But let's just see any advice, wisdom, guidance to open up this channel between the two of you to make this connection flow. Okay. So there's something significant that has to end before this can happen. And this does not feel like this is your energy or something that needs to end on your side. It's totally on her side. Most likely her marriage, and it doesn't mean that, she can't be friends with you until she's divorced. It doesn't mean that, but just certain nuance and energy she's working through with this connection with, there may even be a move coming up in her future where she's moving, to a different location, a different, not like far away, but within the same area, but like different residents, if that makes sense. That will kind of almost act as a catalyst, because the Tower card is always a catalyst for change, for what is in your highest good. So when the Tower comes out, it's not to poo-poo and rain on your parade. It's to catalyze change for your highest good, for Stacy's highest good, for everyone's highest good. That's where people get, they have this fear of the Tower. But if you knew that the Tower card, or the Tower moment was coming for you, to allow what's not serving your highest good to fall away, to allow what is going to serve your highest good to take its place, of course we would be more welcoming for that Tower card to come on in. But that's just not how the cookie crumbles most of the time for most of us. Speaking as someone who has a life path 7, the Tower card, the 16 card, is one of my birth cards, that and the Chariot. So very interesting. And I have Pluto exactly conjunct my ascendant. So like, I'm always here for some destruction and chaos, as long as it's going to lead to my highest good. Not to say I don't resist it, because sometimes we get comfortable in that, just sameness, or that, even for some of us, misery of just being in the same routine, because that change can be very hard, very hard. But I do see Stacy making leaps and bounds over these next 3 to 5 months in regards to her interpersonal relationships, and just her putting herself first. And it's going to look like, to these people that have been benefiting from her generosity, like she's become a selfish person. But really, no, she's just filling her cup first. And if there's any excess, she may throw a bone this person's way or that person's way. But then the people who have actually been pouring into her, or want to, or plan to pour into her, they will really step forward, and still with that beautiful energy, be pouring into her. So it'll be a more reciprocal energy, not like a conditional, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, but just energetically speaking, it's very even. And funny, because I'm kind of looking at this like from the side, like everybody's contributing, maybe not the same exact things, but the same amount of energy toward the center, which would be this way. Oh my gosh. It's so hard to do things in reverse on this. Okay. So everybody's working for the center. And in this case, it feels like the center is the connection that you share with that other person, whoever that person is. And in this case, it's between you and Stacy. So, and that's revelation. So there might be a epiphany, aha moment revelation that's coming for her, that is going to help bring that dynamic more to the center for both of you. Okay. So I hope that resonated for you, Katie. And yeah, we went way long on that. I shouldn't apologize, because you're probably like, no, keep going, keep going. Oh my gosh, I just keep going over and over and over and over and over the time, because I just can't stop, won't stop. All right, you guys, let me just double check that we are up to date. Oh, my cursor's working. Okay. I gave it, 20 minutes? It's working again. Well, not quite 20 minutes, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. So I think we are up to date with our donations. So that means we have reached the end of the road. So I think I'm going to leave the house, actually, because I have to go drop Boston's backpack full of everything off. He's going to, he's got to get on a bus and drive for 3+ hours to a football playoff game. They're in the playoffs, or whatever, right before state. I don't think this is state. It's like right before state. Divisionals, playoffs. I don't know what it's called. But he's performing in the pep band, not in town, but he's got to get on a bus and drive. So I have to take him all of his snacks, his battery charger pack thing for his phone, warmer outer layers, all the stuff he just didn't want to drag around in a second backpack at school today. And then he can give me his MacBook and his laptop, that's the same thing. Backpack and school stuff, we'll just trade off. So he doesn't have to take all that on the bus, because I wouldn't want him to take all that on the bus. So yes, I have some other errands I got to do, and lunch. I might try to fit in some lunch today. All right. Well, you all have a wonderful, blessed, and happy weekend. I will see you guys Wednesday, if all things go according to plan. I cannot recall if it's going to be a collective read, a free 1-card pull, a cosmic question corner, or I know we did recently do the drawing and giveaway, so that's probably off the table, at least for the next live stream, but we'll revisit that here in the next month or so. But you're going to be the first to know. It will show up in my feed next Wednesday, whatever it is we're doing. I want to say we're due for a free one card pull. So that might just be what we're doing. If it says otherwise, I know we haven't done a pick a card in a hot minute, and I don't like have to like every 2 weeks we're doing a pick a card. But I do like to do them from time to time, just kind of throw one in there just for fun. We may do that. Either that or a one card pull. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Well, thanks again, you guys, so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. We're kind of keeping that time at least into the near-ish future because I don't have another office. And Wrigley needs to be in here at a specific time on Wednesday nights. So this is his bedroom. It used to be the office, and now it's the bedroom, but I kind of use it as an office when he's not here, you know. But anyway, I said my piece. I'm out. All right, love you guys. Bye.